I got to be straight with you football fans. Week number 6 was absolutely abysmal. We're not going to talk about that, and I wish we could just put it out of our memory and just start week number 7 off good, off fresh. But unfortunately, this week is looking to shape up the exact same way that week 6 did. Week 6 was bad for a lot of people in my pool, and it was especially bad for me as well. It's been my worst week so far this year, and I have yet to hit a really great week, as you guys who have been following know. So that being said, I'd like to say that week 7 is going to be different, but Thursday night game I picked the New Orleans Saints to beat the Arizona Cardinals, and we know how that one turned out. It was a high-scoring game, and the Saints were in it, but unfortunately they could not pull out the win. That being said, however, I have found that my most successful weeks are the weeks where I don't get the Thursday night game correct. So this might be a sign that this week will go pretty well, and we're in for some doozy picks of mine, because at this point I just really want to hit some double digits, and I got to go against the grain. I think it's the only way to do it, and looking at week 6, I should have done that more. So jumping into the first game, we have Cincinnati Bengals against the Atlanta Falcons, and though the Falcons somehow managed to win, that was weird for everybody. I'm going to go with the Bengals for this particular week. I think a lot of people are going to pick Atlanta based on last week, and I just think that, you know what? I don't think Atlanta is really that strong. I think that was just, it was any given Sunday sort of game. You know, I'm not going to all of a sudden start putting all my eggs in the Atlanta Falcons basket. That's for damn sure. Moving on to the next one, of course, my boy is back, Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? The Detroit Lions. We are coming off fighting one of the strongest, if not the strongest team in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. And though we put up a fight, it just wasn't. It wasn't there. We weren't ready. Not with Cooper Rush, unfortunately. So a lot of people expected to lose that game. I had faith. But I wasn't surprised by the outcome either. So, but that being said, the Detroit Lions are no Philadelphia Eagles, and I got the Dallas Cowboys. Moving on to the next game, we have Tennessee Titans up against the Indianapolis Colts. I got the Titans on this one. I got the Titans. So we're starting off with a couple of favorites. We're starting off with the Cowboys are favorited, the Titans are favorited. Cincinnati is favorited, though once again, because of the showing last week, I think that the percentage of people picking Atlanta is going to be quite a bit higher, even though Cincinnati is favorited. Then we jump into my first controversial pick, which actually was the New Orleans Saints on Thursday, but we're going to forget about that. It's Green Bay Packers up against Washington, and I'm going with the Commanders. I'm going with Washington Commanders. I have zero faith in Aaron Rodgers at this point. I've lost more on my Green Bay picks than I've won, and I just can't do it. I'm going with Washington. That's a really heavy upset, but I got to make points. I got to make traction somehow. So, and actually, this next pick, I even thought about picking against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers and going with the Carolina Panthers. However, I think that Tom Brady, after his little meltdown, after his little hissy fit, and losing against the Steelers, I feel like, who are arguably one of the worst teams in the league for sure, I feel that Tampa Bay is going to come out really swinging and try to prove themselves, try to prove a point. So, definitely going with Tampa Bay, though the Panthers were sort of up there, and then I found out they traded their running back. One of their best players has officially been traded. So I don't know what Carolina's thinking. We'll just have to wait and see how that game turns out. Next game, of course, is Jacksonville Jaguars up against the New York Giants, and I'm going with the Giants. I think that's a pretty easy pick. Though, for some reason, there is a almost 50-50 split, from what I understand, of pick distribution for Jacksonville. Now, I've been saying this for a while, that the Giants have definitely been squeaking out wins and aren't as strong as their record necessarily shows. And I still hold to that. However, Jacksonville over the Giants? Really? I don't see it, so I'm going with the Giants this week. Then we have Baltimore Ravens up against the Cleveland Browns, and Cleveland Browns have been disappointing me. There's another team that I keep picking and they keep losing. And even though they have some good showings and they have a couple of wins, they're just not doing much for me. And even though Baltimore seemingly is doing the same thing, I have more faith in the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson than I do in the Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry, I got to go with Baltimore this week. Jumping into the next one, it is officially my first time to pick this, and I'm hesitating. I have no idea. Apparently Russell Wilson is out. Denver Broncos up against the New York Jets. and I'm going to go with the Jets. I don't want to pick the Broncos, but I certainly don't want to pick the Jets, but I think I don't have a choice. I think I got to go with the New York Jets. It was about time to finally pick them. I said I wouldn't pick them all year unless they started showing me something, and they've been showing something. They've certainly been showing more than the Broncos, so I'm actually going to go with the Jets this week. I know, that's shocking. Here's probably another one of my biggest upsets. I'm going with the Houston Texans over the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Raiders suck. I think the Raiders, some weeks they show up, some weeks they don't. They're inconsistent as hell, and you know what? Let's just go for some upsets. You know, some teams go in cocky. I think that's what happened to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. You go in cocky up against a team you're sure to beat, and then all of a sudden they come out swinging at 110% and you never recover. So I'm going with the Houston Texans this week on that one. Next game we have Los Angeles Chargers up against the Seattle Seahawks, and I thought about picking the Seahawks. I really did, but with my picks of Washington, Houston, New Orleans, and the Jets, I'm gotta go with the Chargers this week. I gotta go with the Chargers over Seattle. Though if Seattle wins, that is gonna bother me because I really did consider it. It's probably my hardest pick was that particular pick. Was do I go Chargers or do I go Seattle? But I'm gonna stick with the Chargers for this week. Kansas City Chiefs up against San Francisco 49ers. A lot of people going with the Chiefs. I'm going against the grain. I'm going with the 49ers. I think they're a stronger team. A 500 club team. They are not, once again, records don't show as much as we'd like to believe. If you look at somebody's record, you can honestly look at it and say, here are the best teams in the league. It doesn't always work that way, and I think the 49ers are a much better team than what their record shows. And I think that Kansas City sometimes, like some of the top teams, like Buffalo, like Tampa Bay, like these teams, end up shitting the bed when they should win. So, and with the weird results of last week, I think Week 7 is shaping up to be just as weird. So that's why I'm going against the grain for some of these picks. I'm not picking upsets that are like a 60-40 split. No. I'm going against the 95 to 5% chance. I'm going with the Hail Marys for this week for picks. Though the last two picks for both the Sunday night game and the Monday night game, I'm going Miami Dolphins over the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Pittsburgh only squeaked out a win against an overconfident Tom Brady. And then the New England Patriots over the Chicago Bears. If Washington can beat the Bears, then I'm sure the Patriots can too. So we're going to go with those for my picks this week. What do you guys think of my picks? Let's clean up a little bit. Let's clean up. I don't think this is going to be one of my great weeks. But once again, it seems that picking the Thursday night game wrong tends to mean I do a better week overall on Sunday. So let's hope that trend continues. Let's try to hit 10 points. I don't see it happening, but you never know. You never know any given Sunday. So, last week, the winner of the week only got 10 points. The winner got 10 points. So, me standing there with my 6 wasn't so bad, but still. I'm hoping if I can hit 10 points, might even win the week. So, that being the case, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you enjoy some football. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys back here next time for more Sunday NFL football next week, week number 8. Looking forward to it. Let's go Cowboys, and we'll have a good one.